Welcome everybody to Spiraling Dragon Qigong. I'm Elise and Kaleo Ching, and we're really happy that we could be with you here today, and we'd like to give a big thanks to Rossmore TV for having us.
Yes, mahalo for being here. Mahalo and aloha. We just love sharing this ancestral wisdom. Qigong is thousands of years old, and you will experience how it affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Yeah, so today we're going to begin with some practices that will teach you things about grounding, centering, and posture. Okay, so today we're going to work on posture, and posture is very important. It's one of the foundations of a good Qigong practice. And when you're doing these practices, one thing you always want to remember is to be kind to yourself. That's the first principle of Qigong, be kind to yourself. So no competition, nowhere to get to. And also if you want to do these practices, including the posture sitting down, you can do that and apply the same principles. Okay, so Qigong is a practice that affects you on all levels, as Kaleo was saying, body, mind, emotions, energy, spirit. We're also going to be learning some acupressure points. These are really beneficial in your Qigong practice, and they're also points that you can use by themselves for self-help. So there's many ways that you can approach these points. Like I'm holding this point here on the heart of my palm, and I can use gentle touch on it, which is what's commonly done in acupressure. So just a light touch. And when you hold a point this way, you might begin to feel a pulse of energy coming through beneath your finger. You could also tap a point. That helps bring energy to it. You can do gentle massage. You can also affect a point just by using your energy. So you can be a little bit of a distance like this from this point in the heart of the palm and still affect that point. And so those are some different ways that you can use acupressure points. And these are places in the body where energy can get stuck, and you can help it to flow more smoothly. So this point here that I'm working with right now is the 8th point on the pericardium meridian. The pericardium meridian is the line or the river of energy that runs around the pericardium, the heart protector, but it also near the surface of the skin, from the side of the chest, down that center of the inner arm, into the heart of the palm, and out through the middle finger. So when you're doing your Qigong practice, this 8th point on the pericardium meridian is really important. It's a place where you transmit energy, where you harvest energy, and where you feel healing energy. So we'll be working with this point a lot. And you also use this point in everyday life. You use it creatively. If you're sculpting, if you're painting, if you're writing, if you're cooking or gardening, a lot of energy through this point in the heart of your palm is at work. It's also a point of connectedness. So if you're hugging your children, your grandchildren, petting your puppy or your kitten, you're using this point. So you become very familiar with this point. There's a corresponding point in the sole of your foot, right between the two balls of the feet, and that little crevice on each foot. It's the first point on the pericardium meridian. On the kidney meridian, and it's a point where you draw up the energy from the earth and you release energy that's not needed back to the earth. So kidney 1, when we're standing in our Qigong posture, becomes very important. So for Qigong posture, if you're standing up, just wiggle a little bit, shake off. This is a good way to release stress from your body, release stress from the muscles, just shaking, shimmering a little. Take a deep breath. And then come back to awareness of yourself standing over your feet. And you might feel yourself rocking a little bit. Rocking back and forth. And find a place where you feel really centered over your feet. You feel your feet spreading against the earth. So you might notice for me and my posture, my feet are about hips width apart. And they're pretty much parallel. So you want to begin to bring your feet into that position, but you don't want to force anything. Some people's feet naturally point out. Some people's feet naturally point in. So you don't need to force your posture, but just think about close to parallel, and that's fine. And you feel your feet spreading on the earth and feel yourself balanced over the soles of your feet. So weight not forward or back, but right in the middle. And you might be able to feel that point between the balls of the feet, the kidney, one point. You can feel even now how it's drawing up energy from the earth, releasing energy that's not needed into the earth. So this is the foundation of your posture, your feet. And from there, you want to feel all your joints open, aligned with your feet, and relaxed. So feel your lower leg bones centered over your feet so that your ankles are open and relaxed. And as you're going up, notice if you need to make any adjustments in your posture, and feel your upper leg bones, your thigh bones, balanced over your lower leg bones so that your knees are comfortable all the way around. Your knees are open and relaxed. And then you want to feel your hip girdle, your hips balanced over your legs so you're not tilted one way or the other. Your tailbone's not sticking out, it's not pointing forward, but you're centered just right over your legs. And then you want to feel your shoulders centered over your hips, your entire rib cage centered over your hips. And your shoulders are wide across the front and wide across the back. So these 2 points of your shoulders are pointing away from each other. So you're not hunched forward. Your shoulders aren't drawn back, but they're in neutral position so that your breath can come in and out easily. And then your arms just hang out of your shoulders. And you want a little bit of space in each armpit so your armpits can breathe and so the earth energy can come up and feed you. And all your joints of your arms are open and relaxed with your fingers pointing toward the earth. And then if you bring your attention all the way down to the base of your spine, you want to feel that you have the natural curves in your spine. So your tailbone's pointing toward earth, not out, not under, but straight down. And then you have a little bit of inward curve of your lower spine, a little outward curve of your thoracic spine, and a little inward curve of your neck. So the vertebrae are stacked one on top of the other. And there's space between them, so the discs between your vertebrae can breathe. And if you travel all the way from the bottom of the spine up to the top of the neck, you want to feel like there's a little pillow of energy at the top of your neck so that your head just floats on that pillow of energy, so light. So your head isn't tilted forward or back. but it's just in neutral position and it's floating up there. And you might notice as you do this, much more lightness in your head, your neck, your shoulders. Because a lot of people walk through life with their chin tilted forward. So chin tilted forward, and you want to begin to come back to where your head is centered over the top of your neck. And you can feel like there's a little ring of energy at the top of your head, and you're suspended from the heavens from that ring of energy. So it helps to lift you, but you can also sink at the same time. So your posture is aligned, you're tall, but you're also relaxed and sinking at the same time. So this is your posture. It's called zhan posture, which means to stand like a tree. If you're like a tree, you're really connected to the energy of the earth beneath you, supporting you, and the heavens above you, feeding you with light from the sun, the environment all around you. You're breathing in and out together in harmony. So zhan, which means to stand like a tree. And then the last part of this posture that you want to keep in mind when you're doing Qigong practice is to rest your tongue lightly against the roof of your mouth, behind your teeth, but not touching your teeth. And this helps the energy to stay connected and strong. Great, thank you very much. That's your beginning zhan posture. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kaleo for some more about spiraling Dragon Qigong.
So thanks, Elise. That was a wonderful presentation. I would like to show you a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. This is the foot. So the toes. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is working the feet, and you're going to be doing figure eights with the feet so that all of this opens up. You're going to be opening up all the bones and all the joints. You're going to be stretching the tendons of the feet so that the feet can breathe. This is what we're going to be doing, okay? Figure eights with the feet. The feet are the foundation, so they need to be flexible and strong so you can move forward in your life. So what we'll do is, first is if you can just follow me, okay? I'm going to measure the length of my hands, of my arms right here. And you see that they're pretty even. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my right arm and I'm going to make figure eights. And you can just follow, make figure eights with your right arm like this. And just relax it. And you're going to notice how the shoulder starts to open up. The shoulder joint opens up. You'll notice that the elbows start to loosen a little. You'll also notice that the wrist and the fingers open up, and I'm making figure eights with fingers. And I'm just going to make circles like this. So you see how loose and relaxed the arm is? You're going to notice that when you're doing this is that you're going to be releasing stress. And what stress does is it contracts. So it contracts the muscles and the tissues. So I'm just doing this, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare, and you can see just how much longer, how much more length I have in my right arm, just by doing that exercise. Because the joints opened up. The joints also in the fingers opened up. So now we're going to do this with the foot, the knee, and also the hip. So just follow me, okay? And remember what Elise said, yeah? Be gentle, be kind. I'm making a figure 8 with my foot, with my right foot. But if you notice, all the weight is on this leg. The muscles of this thigh is full. This thigh is empty. No weight on this leg. You can use a chair to support yourself, but the purpose of this is to open this acetabulum, this joint. You're going to, by relaxing the whole leg, you're going to be opening this joint, just like you opened up the shoulder joint. So you relax, and you're going to notice how this starts to become more fluid, this joint. It's opening up. What you're doing is you're lubricating that joint with synovial fluid. You're going to also notice that with the figure 8s, and then you can do circles with the toes. Circles, just use the heel to draw circles. You're going to notice that what happens with your fingers when you were doing this is happening with your toes. All the bones of the feet, all the joints are opening to be lubricated. Okay? So when you stop, you will notice that this leg feels a lot lighter. There's more energy, there's more blood flowing through it, and it feels more open. Very important exercise, especially if you have edema in the legs, if there's stuck energy, if there's neuropathy. So now we can do that with this leg, yeah? So all the weight is on the right leg now, just supporting it. And I'm just making figure 8s with this, the left leg, drawing figure 8 with my heel, reversing the direction, making circles. Notice when you make the circles how this hip joint is opening up. The head of the femur bone fits right into the socket, the hip socket, right here, the hip socket. The head fits in there. What you're doing is you're opening up your hip. Okay, great. So now you feel how much lighter you feel, but also how you feel tingling sensations because energy is moving through you and blood is flowing. Now what we're going to do is the knees. Now on the knees, there are 2 points that are extremely important. There's more than 2 points, there's about 8 points, but if you bring your hand down like this, there's this, you feel the kneecap, you bring it down, you're going to notice that you drop right into a cave here. There's a little cave, a little indention. This is stomach 34, an acupuncture point. This is excellent, an excellent point to get the blood and the energy moving into the knee. The knee is a very big joint. It needs blood, it needs chi to flow through it. So this point is excellent. It'll also help to open up this muscle, this tendon that comes down, the tensor fasciolata. And so it'll help It'll help to open this area up. Okay? It'll also help against contractions and cramps in the thighs. It'll help the knee with pain. Okay? Another point, right on the opposite side. So my hand, my fingers tips are right on the knee joint, and I'm going to bring it down like this, and it's going to drop right into another cave on this side. This is spleen 10. The spleen is very important for blood flow. So on this side, stomach 34, this side, spleen 10. You can just put your hand like this, and you will feel two caves right here. So spleen 10, stomach 34, and they are excellent for the knee, but also for the thighs. Spleen 10 moves the chi and the blood through the leg. So if there's edema in the leg, that's stuck chi, that's stuck liquid, fluid. This is one point to open up the gate to get things to flow. Okay, this is also very good for issues with menstruation. It's all about flowing into this area: blood, energy, nutrition, and cleansing. So stomach 34, spleen 10, excellent points. Now if you do this, remember Elise said you could tap. I'm tapping spleen 10. What you will feel when you tap, stop, you feel how the blood is just pumping through the knee and the leg. Okay, circulation. If you tap this side, stomach 34, like this, and I can even hit it, you feel how the muscle relaxes. And if this is relaxed and not tense, these muscles here are not tense, it'll be easier on the knee. If this muscle on this side is tense, what happens is it pulls the knee. Okay, so you have knee problems. So you can look these up on Google. They'll tell you exactly where they are. Stomach 34, spleen 10. Another excellent point is right here. This is stomach 31. This is excellent for the whole thigh, because when I do this, if you put your hand right here where the thick muscle is, the rectus femoris, this muscle, it's right here where it's connected. You just tap it. And what you will feel is these vibrations moving down the entire leg into your toes. You can tap, you can massage, you can just hold, gently hold. Okay? So this point is one of the best points if you have cramps, contractions, if you have atrophy of the leg, if you have you're dragging your leg. This is excellent. Okay, so these 3 points: stomach 34, stomach 31, and spleen 10. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we'll put our fingers here on stomach, spleen 10 and stomach 34, and we'll just do this. Just very gently, and reverse the direction. Okay, so that helps the knee. Because what you will feel now is how blood and energy and nutrients are flowing through the leg. But what they're also doing is they're cleansing the leg. You have worked on your lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system cleanses the lymph. So now what we'll do is we'll focus on the hips. So figure eights, always figure eights, yeah? Just follow me, that's good. And reverse the direction. Figure eights. What you feel is the hips are moving like this, but you'll also notice that your toes and the bones of your feet are moving like this. So you're massaging your feet, the knees, but also the hips. Yeah, notice what's happening to your feet. That's your foundation, yeah? And then we'll do circles. And then we'll do figure eights again. Now, when you're doing the figure eights this time, notice what's happening with your sacrum. This is the sacrum. The sacrum is moving. You're opening up the sacroiliac joint right here so that the sacrum can pump. Why do you want the sacrum to pump? Because of the cerebral spinal fluid that it pumps up into the brain. It also means more mobility, not only physically. If you have physical mobility, you will feel more mobility in your emotions, in your mind. We are holistic. Everything is affected. So this is flowing like this. This is what's happening to the spine. Figure eight, reverse. Notice what's happening to the vertebrae. Okay. Remember what Elise said about the posture? Your spine is extended, lifted, but the hip, the sacrum is slightly descending. So you're creating this traction on your spine. In other words, you're opening the spine. When you're open like that, you can do this movement gently with kindness. So the head is extending, the sacrum is slowly descending, and you're just moving. Circles. So the spine is going like this now. Lumbar vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, cervical vertebrae. Okay, so it's going like this. Now I'm getting the shoulders in. Okay. The shoulders are doing figure eight. And you'll notice when the shoulders move down like this, that they're opening up the trapezius muscle up here and also the levator scapulae. These are muscles that you use all the time, so they get very tight. So what you're doing with your shoulders is you are massaging the muscles of your neck. And then you can do this. So I'm going back, up, across, and down. Back, up, across, and down. back, up, across or to the front and down, back, up, to the front and down, and then reverse. Up, back, down, to the front, up, back, down, to the front. And notice what's happening to the muscles in your neck and the top of your shoulders. They are actually being massaged. You're lengthening them. Okay? Okay. Now what we're going to do is something for the neck. So the neck is it's delicate. The vertebrae for the neck are small. They're not like the lumbar vertebrae. So you want to be very careful with the neck, especially at our age, in our 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and we have students who are in their 90s. So be very gentle with the neck. You don't want to injure any of the cervical vertebrae, and you don't want to tear the inner lining of any arteries. Okay? So you don't want any abrupt moves with the neck, and you don't want to force the neck. Okay? It's always like this, gentle, gentle, like a wave, like water moving in, soothing and cleansing and opening. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the diaphragms. You have 4 diaphragms in your body. This diaphragm is the cervical diaphragm. It includes the vocal cords, the muscles of the hyoid bone. It includes the thyroids. So we're going to open this, but also we're going to open the craniosacral diaphragm, which is in the skull. Okay, there's a diaphragm in the skull, the craniosacral diaphragm. It's more toward the cranial vault on the bottom of the skull. Okay, it includes the sphenoid bone. So when we open it, we're going to do this. We're going to bring our arms like this, and you're going to notice that when your elbows are coming forward like this, and they're relaxed, you're going to notice that they connect physically and energetically to C7, the 7th cervical vertebra. Okay? You're going to do that. And your hands are going to be like this. So in other words, it's like your hands are covering this area of the spine. Okay? So the hands are like this. All right? Okay? So now, shoulders are down. The elbows are down. Hands are like this. Okay? And you're going to feel a connection with the elbows and C7. So if the shoulders are too close, the arms are too close, you won't feel it. You just keep moving out until you find there's a connection between C7 and this, your fingers and the neck, the elbows, the fingers. And now what we're going to do is this. You're going to open like this. This is for C7, C6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And what you will feel is how the 7 cervical vertebrae are extended and open. And you can do this a number of times. Let's do it one more time. Elbows connected to C7, connected to the hands. Okay? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll feel your cervical spine extended. Now what you're going to do is just this. Watch me. Yeah? I'm going to do this. And now what you feel is the energy in your head, in your cranium. It's like you're cupping the energy in your cranium. And you just open it like this, and you feel this beautiful flow of energy. It's like a breath, just opening in your mind. It just opens, and you feel the crown open up. And this is the way to activate the third eye, to activate the glands in the center of the head, the pituitary, hypothalamus, and the pineal glands, activating them. And it's a way to receive information, messages from other realms. For instance, some people believe in angels, some people believe in Native Americans and Hawaiians and Taoists believe in totem animals. Some people believe in Great Spirit and Grandfather. Some people believe in their ancestors that are helping them. So this is a way, by opening this area, of being able to receive more information. That's how Qigong affects you in a spiritual way. Okay, now what we're going to do is continue. We're going to continue, and this is more of what we're going to be learning. So, yeah. So once again, yeah, right now, just go slowly, okay? You want to feel your entire spine lifting, extending, and you're doing this. If you want, you can go faster. I'm lifting up the heels of my feet, and I'm dropping. So we'll just continue with this, and I'll explain more of this next week. Okay, so if you're new at this, you might want to go slow, like this, and just watch what's happening to the joints and muscles. Remember, always with kindness, compassion, okay? So you can go slow, or you can speed it up. Okay, then we'll do this. What you're doing is you're tapping different acupuncture points in the body to open up the body, to open up the flow, the meridians of energy, to move the blood. And I'll explain more of this later. Now we're going to do this. I'm holding an acupuncture point. It's called Spleen 21 on the side. This is excellent for the heart and the lungs. Okay, you can go slow, this, or you can speed it up. Slow, or you can speed it up. And now we'll do this. And you can go slow, like this, yeah? What I'm doing is I'm turning my spine. This is a spinal twist. And I'm tapping certain acupuncture points to activate, to engage the internal organs so that they function better. And you can also go fast if you want, yeah? But remember, you have to be mindful of your body. Your body is always talking to you, just like your heart, just like your spirit, your soul is always talking to you. So just pay attention to it. And then from the swings, we'll do this. This is called the lion plays with the ball. So I have a ball of energy in my hands, and I'm just rolling it, and I'll notice that it gets larger. And then we'll do cloud hands. Yeah, just follow. And you can go very slow with this if you want. You can really slow down and understand what's happening. Or you can move in a faster, at a faster pace. And this is called Mahina, which is the moon in Hawaiian. We used to do this, Elise and I, on whenever we go to the islands, we're looking at the moon and we're doing this. And what we're doing is we're playing with the moonlight, the Mahina. And then we'll do this. Yeah, just follow. I'm going slowly. And then we'll do this. Yeah. Remember, you understand your body. You have a responsibility for it. And just pay attention to it. It's always talking to you. What does it like? What does it not like? And we'll do this. You can go slow. And you can see what's happening to the sacrum, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine, the shoulders, the neck. All of this is opening up. And you can do it at your pace. And then we'll do this. And you come up like this. And this last piece is about offering your gift, what you have to share with the world. Mahalo ke aku maloa aloha no.
Great. So that was a lot of new information today. And one thing that's really good to do with a new practice, especially this Qigong practice, is to take the movements that you learned and practice them again within 2 hours of class. That really helps the body memory. And then if you can do it just a little bit every day, then it will be yours to take with you. So we're so happy you could join us today.
Yes, thank you for being with us. We love sharing this with you. So mahalo.